Today on HooptieDoodle, we make and weld in our engine mounts for our custom Grom chopper frame, and it is classic chopper cool. Alright, so we got some scrap material from the steel yard, and so this is what we're going to use to make our engine mounts. And we're doing it this way because if we look at the stock frame here, we got some engine mounts back here, and we got an engine mount up here. And this is about 1/8 inch material, maybe a little bit less than that. And it is, you can kind of see the way they've done it is basically just sheet metal that's been bent. This one is a good example. This is probably similar, more closer to what we're going to be doing, where you can see it attaches to the sort of main frame here, over there, and it's just one big piece of sheet metal, and they've bent it in a couple different spots. And this is the engine mount hole right there. We're gonna do something very similar to this on our bike. So we've got some 1/8 inch material right here, and then this guy has got some 10 gauge wall on it, and those are very, very close to each other. My plan is sort of cut this thing in half, and then we'll have like a little 90 right here, and a little 90 over there, and we can drill our holes on either side here. And then this thing is also, of course, too long, and we'll have to cut it and then shorten it. And that's convenient because if we look at the actual engine here, you'll see the engine mount right there. And then this is also some scrap tubing it's left over from when we bent the frame and we made a mistake. But conveniently, these bends are just about what we want. I'm basically gonna be using it somewhat like this, whereas this tube comes down, it'll attach to the actual frame of the bike, like right there. And then this bend over here will be convenient. So off of this tube here, I have an engine mount that come off and go down like that. My next move, I'm gonna have to, at some point, not my next move, but at some point I'm gonna have to add a brace in here. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet, if it's gonna be like a spider web kind of thing, the classic chopper spider web, or if we'll do just another sort of piece of pipe that goes up like that. All right, so to figure out my gussets, I've got just a blank piece of paper here. I'm gonna slide this guy underneath like so. I'm sort of marking where everything is at this point. The tube is right here. Alright, that gives me an idea of where stuff is. Alright, so here it is in the same sort of orientation, and so we got 2 marks here for the tube that runs down through there, and we're just going to straighten those out and extend them. Yeah, so it'll probably be something like this. You guys sort of got your tube going through the middle, and have a little curve on one end, curve on the other end, and it's just gonna be a straight shot through there. I'm gonna measure this stuff, cut this thing out, and we'll try and actually apply it to the bike and see how it looks. All right, so here's our template, and then on the bike, see if I can orient this thing. It should look something like that. It'll look like, looks like a piece of paper, right? And then we'll do the inverse. We'll just flip this thing. We'll cut out 2 like that. We'll flip it, and the other one will go down here. So let's go ahead and try and actually make some of these out of metal. All right, to fulfill my dream here, I'm simply going to line this guy up on one side, trace it, push it over, line it up on the other side, trace it, and then we'll have to cut out the difference in the center here. All right, so something like this. So we got this center section here, we gotta cut that out, get rid of that thing, and then we got the 2 halves here that will sort of slide together and be welded together, and then it should wrap over the sides here, an indeterminate amount at this point. I'm not quite sure how far down this will go, but we'll figure that out on the first one, and then the second one should be a lot easier. Alright, so this is the concept. This is basically what it's going to look like. Alright, so I've gone ahead, capped this thing off here, and then my plan is to set it up on this guy first and try and weld some stuff in on while it's up here. Putting our little engine mounts onto our sort of fake engine. Alright, I've got everything tacked in here at this point, and so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to remove fake engine mount thing here and take that off, and we're going to actually put the real engine in here and see if everything lines up. Yeah, it's in there, dude. Look at that!
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Wow. What do you think of the little penis frame thing now?
Oh, I'm thrilled with that your frame penis can hold it all together.
All right, so this is a thrill for us here. Now that we've got the engine in here, I'm going to go ahead and take it out, put the little fake engine thing back in there, and fully weld this thing up. We got it welded on there. This is what's called progress. Alright, so my little support bracket here, I think I'm going to do the spiderweb thing, and I'm going to do it with a couple pieces of this 1/4 inch rod here. So we've got solid rod, 1/4 inch, it's just 1/4 inch, but I think with 2 of them on there, and then we're going to have some 1/8 inch sort of little webbing in between them. I'm not sure that it even needs a gusset. It probably doesn't, because the original frame was 14 gauge or something. Everything on here is 1/8 inch. It's way heavier duty already than it was, and so just that little frame penis thing by itself should be enough to hold the engine in there. Come down into here somewhere. Alright, now we've got some 1/8 inch rods to do the little webbing. I'll try to bend some around this guy here. Alright, on the smaller sections where we're starting, I like to go from here and work my way out. I wonder if I just cut that and cut in half again, then I'd have 2. Something like that. That guy can go in there. Alright, there's some cleanup and whatnot yet to be done, but that's our engine mount, folks. That's our engine mount. And our engine fits in there. It's a lovely day here at HooptieDoodle. Thanks for watching this video. In the next video, we're going to be working on some additional gussets for this frame. And then it's going to be moving on to the creme de la creme, the front forks for this thing. This will be a lot of fun once we get the forks on there and actually get the wheels and the engine into the frame. So see you next time. Thanks for watching, and keep on wrenching, everybody.